Hey, how y'all doing, gorgeous people? I figured I'd make a quick little video on my books, my little book collection. I still got a lot of books to get, alright? I got a lot to get. But, these are just some of the books that I have so far. I've been collecting for, I don't know, several months, 3 or 4 months, I guess. And I can't get a whole lot. Sometimes I might get 1 or 2 books at a time. Heck, sometimes I've had as many as 7 or 8 books, if they've been cheap enough. Uh, and actually, the books that I'm going to show at the end, I had those sent to me by a follower. I had those sent. Matter of fact, those books were sent. Yeah, they were sent to me by a follower, and it's pretty expensive book set. But every book I have to do has something to do with spirituality or God, channeling, clairvoyance, angels, demons, uh, extraterrestrials. Everything that I have is in some way, shape, or form connected. And if you know your spiritual journey, if you were on a spiritual journey yourself, you know just how connected everything is anyways. you know but you know Shamanic Soul, yeah, it's a pretty good book. I recommend that you find this book and get it. you know and then of course I gotta have the astrology book. Gotta have the astrology. And then, of course, you gotta have that Sitchin. That Zachariah Sitchin. I've been saying his name Stitchin. I like to say Stitchin. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but you can see his name. And if you know the guy, you know the guy. But that's Sitchin, Zachariah Stitchin, the Anunnaki Chronicles. And then if you can see Hall on this book, Hall, it stands for Manly P. Hall. It's a very good book. It's a lot of interesting stuff in there if you want to check it out. Hold on, let me put the TV on mute. I'm watching I think it's Pan's Labyrinth. That's the first time I ever seen it. I ain't even paying attention to it. Pretty cool movie though. Then of course you gotta have the books of Enoch, the Angels, the Watchers, and the Nephilim by Joseph B. Lumpkin. Then I got the Spirit book, Encyclopedia of Clairvoyance, Channeling, and Spirit Communication. This is actually not what I thought it was. I thought it was a like a how-to book, but it's not. It tells you about different people throughout history that have had or clairvoyance or channelers, or communicated with spirits. And then the Indian books, or the Indian book, there is the book number if you want to look it up. I don't know how you say that. I'm just recent, and it's because it was from a college. This book, the spirit book, it came from a college, and it arrived with that sticker on there, and I just haven't taken the time to try to get the rest of it off. But the Indians book it has all different songs. It has sheet music of how to play the Indian songs, and then translations of the songs in this book. It's pretty cool. Then of course I got the 7th edition, Golden Dawn. If you know anything about the Golden Dawn, it has to do with Hermeticism. Pretty cool book. And of course I got the CIA Declassified, the Gateway Experience. If you know anything about this, there ain't nothing on the back of it. You know about that, then you know about that. What you know about that? And of course, I got one book on Nikola Tesla, inventions, researches, and writings. This book isn't what I thought it was going to be, actually. That's why I have several. When it comes to certain things, like the Bible, for instance. I'm getting several different Bibles. You know that there's a reason why I have the Ethiopian Bible. I have King James Bible, several different versions of it in different, time periods to see if they jive with each other. And then of course I got the JPS, Hebrew English. I say it Tonica. I know that's not how it's pronounced, but that's how I say it. And then of course you got the Dead Sea Scrolls Bible. If you know about the Dead Sea Scrolls, you know about the Dead Sea Scroll Bible. And then this one, yeah, you see, these three books happen to do with some form of demons, demonology, if you want to call them, magic with a K, and that's for the whole reason. Now, it's not that I don't believe in it. I'm a firm believer in angels, demons, God, Satan, but there's a reason why I have holy words on one side and holy words on the other side, is because some people said that just having some of these books, just having them on your bookshelf like I do, can cause problems, which I know that my spirit and my soul is strong. So I haven't always done that. I don't necessarily need to, because I'm a firm believer in God and I know who I am and where I come from. But this one is the Magical Books of Solomon, the Greater and Lesser Keys. Alright, if you know about the book, you know about it. And then of course I got this one, the Book of Sacred Magic by I can't never say his name right. You know what I'm trying to say. There's the name. But yeah, this one, got that one. And then of course, you cannot forget the black pullet. If you don't know about this book, look it up. It has everything to do with that right there. The golden goose, baby, and the golden eggs. You gotta look it up, the black pullet. Very interesting book. Very interesting book. Of course I got the New Testament and Psalms, And of course I got the I can't never pronounce it right, but I got that book, and that book has everything to do with God, the universe, our humans, and world history of Jesus and everything, So that's that one. Let me get it back in its spot. Get it back where it goes. And of course I got the complete 54 book Apocrypha. I might have said that wrong. If you want to check it out. And what collection wouldn't be complete without a version of the Kybalion? I meant to get a different version of it, but this is the one that I ended up with. I ordered a different version, I was going to order a different version, but that's the one I accidentally ordered. But it's okay. And of course, I got that Hardy, DNA of the Gods. It's a brilliant book. I recommend all these books check out, But, hold on. Anunnaki, Creation of Eve, and the Alien Battle for Humanity. I recommend you check all these books out. And then of course I got the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. I'll just leave this one out for a second. With the Head of an Abyss. This one's by Maurice Dorel. If I'm saying her name wrong, or if I pronounce any of these names wrong, I apologize. And then of course I got the Field. The Quest for the Secret Force of the Universe. Gotta have that one. Right? Gotta have that one. And of course, Why am I saying of course so many times? Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming. Gotta have that one. Gotta have that one. You know, got to have that one. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me put this down for a second. Fix this. You know, all my books have, I believe everything is connected. So no matter what book you see, in some way, shape, or form, to me, it might not be to everybody. Don't let me plant that in your head. Don't let anybody plant that in your head to where, you know, it ain't what it is. I believe everything in some way, shape, or form, all these are connected. And every book that I'm going to get, there is connections in them, you know. And then I got the, these are Indian spirituality books, if you're curious. You know, I got the, this is an older, this set right here, this 3 set came highly recommended, so I got it. And then I have an older version of them, or of the one anyways, one right next to it. I have an older version of it. And then, you know, I gotta have that book, 12 Laws of the Universe. Gotta have it. You know, gotta have that book. And what kind of book collection would this be if I didn't have the Laws of the Universe? Come on now. And then you gotta have the Autobiography of a Yogi. Gotta have that book. Of course, I got the Extraterrestrial Species Almanac. Yeah, I recommend you get this book. This book is from MUFON. If you don't know who MUFON is, I suggest you look them up. MUFON is actually who I contacted when I seen, well, several things that I seen. I contacted them and did an interview with MUFON about my experience. Then, of course, I got that Zachariah Stitch in the Earth Chronicles set. Stairway to Heaven, 12th Planet, Cosmic Code, The Lost Realms, When Time Began, The Wars of Gods and Men, and The End of Days. I got Mario reading Nostradamus, The Complete Prophecies for the Future. Gotta have this book. Gotta have a Hermetica, The Lost Wisdom of the Pharaohs. Gotta have that. There's old Thoth. You know, Thoth, and the Greeks said that he is the same, like they're the same person. Thoth the Atlantean or Hermes Trismegistus. They're like the same person, you know what I mean? Reincarnated. Secret History of the World by Mark Booth. Very interesting book. I recommend it. I recommend all these books. And then you gotta have Aristotle, right? You gotta have you an Aristotle book. Just saying. And this is mythology, but it is Timeless Tales of Gods and Heroes by Edith Hamilton. Pretty good book. Hold on, I'm freaked up here. Then you gotta have that Mammoth book of Celtic myths and legends. Yeah, I gotta have that one. And of course, you gotta have this one, Myths from Mesopotamia. This is a very, very, very fascinating book. Very, very fascinating. I recommend it. And if you don't know who Dolores Cannon is, look her up. Excuse me. You know, I've never watched anyone's podcast. Like, I did Jeff Maher's show, but I've never actually watched anyone. any one of them. I've seen bits and parts of them here and there, like just small little parts. And I've tried. Dolores Cannon on YouTube there's one video about this, the 3 waves of volunteers. And I watched parts of it, but I quit watching it because of something she said. And I just can't watch anyone's stuff yet because I'm writing my own. This is going to be a book series. I actually have 3 books going on here. But the series' name is A Soul Story. And that's what I'm writing. But these are Dolores Cannon books, you know, Keepers of the Garden, The 3 Ways of Volunteers in the New Earth. But yeah, those are those. She has a lot of books. I'm going to get all of her books. And so is Zachariah Stitchins and you know, a lot of different books. There's a lot of different books I still need. Close to 400 of them are in my cart on Amazon. But then I've screenshotted probably another 100 books on top of those that I still need. You know, right now, financial struggles. And then got that one, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. Answers from the Ancestral Realms. Yep. I recommend this book too. It's a pretty good book. Then of course you gotta have the Quran, which, like I say, there's several different copies of every book that I'm gonna get. So, like the Quran, for instance, there's several different versions of the Quran that I want. The Holy Bibles, there's several different versions that I want. Indian spirituality books, there's several different versions I want. The Emerald Tablets, there's several different versions. The Dead Sea Scrolls, several different versions. Nikola Tesla books. Manly P. Hall, there's a bunch of his books that I want. Ivan Antic, there's a lot of his books that I want. This one is the Physics of Consciousness, and then this one beside it is his too. Why Astrology Works, Metaphysics of Astrology. You know, all very good books. And then I got this one by Ledbetter. It's the Astral Plane. You know, you might recognize the picture on the front of it. It's a famous picture, you know what I mean? Then of course, right next to it, I got the book that started a lot of conspiracies and really dove people into everything when it comes to extraterrestrial species and everything like that, and that's Chariots of God by Eric von Däniken. You know, I highly recommend this book. The multi-million copy bestseller. You got to have this book. And this book right next to it, the Nag Hammadi Scriptures, or Nag Hammadi Scriptures. Gotta have that book. Very, very wise book right there. And then Holmes, he makes it's similar to the book that this one comes from. This is Science of the Mind. The book that it comes from is similar to Manly P. Hall's Secret Teachings of All Ages. It's similar to that. This is a book that is in that bigger book that I wanted to get. You know, so that's that. And then the books of the Ethiopian Bible from their Protestant Canyon. And I want to get the Ethiopian Bible so bad. But then last but not least, I have this, Volume 1, 2, and 3, The Complete Mystical Records of Dr. John Dee. If you don't know who Dr. John Dee is, I recommend you look him up because let me see if I can get one of these books out to show you. I'm